everybody. This is Lamont Ellis, the acquisition manager. Today we will be going over the VA's Black Book for real estate. Just a quick guide for those who already know. I have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons with another tons and tons of real estate notes from residential to commercial. I One of the biggest things that I do is educate myself. For those who went to MNREA, the Minnesota Real Estate Investors Association, I don't know about theirs, but the one in Minnesota, they give you a black pamphlet. That's where this idea came from. So in this black pamphlet, everything, well, not everything, but a lot of the things that you see right now, it's in the black pamphlet. So one of the things I did was I took that black pamphlet, it was called the Black Book, and I formatted it and put it into an actual Google Doc sheet. And then one of the things I did was I started, the more and more information I started getting from other courses, other websites, blogs, other trainings. I just started putting it in these documents. So right now, what you're looking at is a document. I call it my real estate notes. It doesn't have all my notes in there, but it has the main notes that you would need to pursue wholesaling real estate or to pursue investing in real estate in general. So we have wholesale assignments. We ain't gonna go everything. This is just a skim. So we got wholesalers assignments, how everything works, the process, building a list. Again, we got bird dogs. That's who we are. We may need to. We got basic real estate terms, as you can see. An analyst, how the formula looks at, how the formula works. A lot of people go off 70%, sometimes it's 60%, depending on the area. So we just got things that will help the VA understand what we're doing. Exit strategies, documents for proof of funds, property types you can wholesale. These are all different property types that you can wholesale. Exactly. Remember what I said? For those who know me, I got a bunch of notes: surplus recovery, the real estate cycle, common terms to know. I'll put this in here because one of my VAs, she was talking to a buyer and she didn't understand what he was saying. And one of the things I like how our system is set up, where you can directly text me on WhatsApp and I get back to you as soon as I got free time. Usually it's immediate, but I'll get back to you whenever. And she was asking, "What does this mean?" So I had to explain it to her, and she was like, "Oh, this is complex." I was like, "Yeah, it is, but." If you've been in the game for a long time, a lot of these things become easy because you have heard people saying, you listening to the conversation, you indulging in the conversation, you're gonna pick up on it. So that's why I went ahead and created this black book, because I wanted to make it easier for my VA, specifically when they doing business, they could just go through this. And I know it's long and lengthy, but I wanted it that way because I wanted you to know what I know, but an idea of what I know. So we got tax deed stuff, liens, and I know you asking, why would this be important? Why would this be important to them? So the reason why any of this would be important, because when you're coming across a property that's a foreclosure, or you're coming across a property that's sold, the owner might say, "Hey, it's getting ready to sell on the tax deed sale." Now we know exactly what's going on. So hey, it's a tax lien on it. We need to know. Sheriff sale, surplus recovery stuff. I have this in here. Oh, I may take it out because I don't want them to get discouraged on what we actually trying to do. So I'm gonna take that out. That's something totally different. Common deeds and contracts. Again, this is not all. This is just the ones I said that note. Those notes particular. So as you can see, we go over seller finance, subject to RAPs, lease options, rent to owns, land contracts, carrybacks, master lease agreements. So as you can see, we go over a lot. We cover a lot of important things as far as seller motivation, real estate tools to use, deal analysis. This is commercial. So as you can see, I gave them a lot. This is the packet. This three this is part. This part three is mainly going into commercial stuff. A little bit of residential, as you can see. So this will be a good pamphlet for our VAs to go through. Now I'm gonna keep it G with you. I don't think they're gonna go through the whole thing. Some of them might, some of them may not. I don't know. It just depends on how hungry they are. But that's all this is. So this it makes it easier for people to tag along, come aboard, educate themselves while we conducting business. A lot of the information I'm gonna refer back to this right here. See, we got this in here, talking to a seller, SPY technique. Seller, what do they want? Property, what is the status? And then you, how can you solve their problem? So again, we got a lot of good stuff in here. We got a lot of good techniques, a lot of good information as far as what the VA can do. I don't expect all the VAs to go through this. I already set my expectations. I can't even say expectations on what I feel like the VA will do. Again, like I said earlier, my biggest thing, I'm gonna just refer them to go to the black book. It's in the black book. So the reason why I'm gonna do that, because I want to make it a habit for them to actually consistently go to the black book for help or resources, other than things that I can't, other than things that I don't have time to explain. Like recently, we had a VA. She was speaking to some wholesalers, and you see the inventory we have, but she was speaking to the wholesalers. She was coming across wholesalers that didn't want us. I said two things. No problem. We're just going to reverse JV. Simple. The other thing is, you have to understand that you are targeting wholesalers that don't need you. They don't need you. 2 days ago, I just had a wholesaler DM me saying, "Hey, DM me saying, hey, I seen your email. I got a property that I need help moving. I'll show you guys that later. But he had a property he needed help moving, and that's what I told her. Like, you got to find people that actually need you. Those VAs, those wholesalers don't need you, so you're not doing them a favor. The only thing that you're doing is bringing light to their property. So what you need to do going forward, if you want to go to hot properties that's listed online, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. It's doable, but it's going to be difficult. The best thing you can do is reverse JV. And a simple way of explaining what reverse JV is just reverse JV, and you won't specifically get a joint venture with the wholesaler. You'll get it with the buyer. That's all. You kill all that noise with that. You make it a lot simpler and easier when you do that. You just get the JV agreement with the buyer. It kills a lot of the noise. And I said that so many times, and the same answer every single time. Wholesaler just says, okay. One person was like, I didn't know you do that. He said, okay. Like, because there's no, we already got friction, so I just go ahead and reverse with I just get the agreement with the buyer. So now with the buyer, all I gotta do is get him to see, get it. I just gotta get him to see, does he like what we offering? Does he like the advertising? Does he like what we bringing to the table? So here's Black Book 4. So as you can see, this is a lengthy document, and I created it that way because, again, I wanted my VAs to go to this document for a lot of the resources and a lot of the things that we don't have. As you can see, this is what he said. But what I do want him to do, I want him to be educated. We're going to move this file to We Buy Properties Soul and Mind. So why do I have, so this, for those who don't know, this is your Google Drive. You can click on it. You have way more access to other forms and files that you have on file. These are just the recent files I've used, which is why it says suggestion, and then I can move the location to something else. But We Buy Property Body and Soul and Mind as a this date. That's when I created it. I try to date things so it lets me know, hey, when it was created. And I might go back and date this black book thing so I can know. I like to date things because it lets me know, hey, when was it created? Did I add anything to it? Did I change anything? Um, Usually I make that a habit of date things. So we're going to move that into that file and we'll be able to find it when we need it. So we're going to put that in there. And I'm going to date it. Dated 08. What is it? 2-25. So as you can see, we got that dated. The next thing we need to do. So one of the things I do, I put, see, as you can see, so we got the test again, and this is why I wanted to go in there because I know he's going to get this, and I want to give him partial of the real thing just to see how he do. So we're going to create another one. Create another folder, put test intro. I'm gonna say instead of test connectors intro. So we got that built. So now what we're going to do, we want to move this to so we're going to move this to that folder we just created, test intro. Test intro, connectors intro. Don't remember exactly what's in that. Give it a view. Yeah, we can put that in there. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to give him everything that he needs to be successful. We're going to put that black book in there also, and then we're going to move it out. So with this, you have to okay, so now we have the intro set up. What we're going to do, I gotta pause y'all real quick. Y'all don't need to see all the private info. My VA, let me close it. Well, let's see. Which one is this? Okay, this is the little inventory sheet. Let me close this, but I ain't got no addresses in mind. Yes, sir, we moving. But my VA has sent me over a property. This property, I thought it was a gold mine. It is, but okay, so this specific property that we're looking at, ARV is 450. Wholesaler is trying to sell it for 300K. It's been sitting on the MLS, well, sitting online for 3 months. The problem is, and you're about to see. So the problem is they're trying to sell it for a cash offer to wipe out this mortgage. 9 out of 10 wipe out this debt right here. 9 out of 10 homeowner probably told them, hey, we don't want to do no subject to. That's normal. A lot of people, they tell you they don't want to do something if they don't know about it and if they don't feel comfortable doing it. Um, so with that being said, they were either forced to try to sell for this cash offer, and it sat there and it sat there and it sat there. So we ran the numbers. We ran the numbers. My VA collected everything. So we ran the numbers. And after I ran it, no, this is not a cash deal. This is a see. This is not a cash deal. This is a subject to deal. That's what this is. This is a subject to deal. This is a situation, as you can see right here. This is a subject to deal. I was running the numbers. One of the things I tell y'all all the time. So I work off of ChatGPT. I literally work off of ChatGPT. Look, type a whole thing out, voice wrote it, whatever. Hey, I'm glad you pointed that out. So we had a previous conversation, and I was like, okay, how can we increase the bird dog fee? Because I was looking at the ARV too. No, I was looking at the ARV too. And then when I realized they had a mortgage on it, immediately my mind went from. So it went to this. I'm glad you pointed that out. And so as you can see, I went down it. Oh, okay, they doing this because they trying to do this. They trying to, they want to make sure they can pay off the mortgage. So this is what he said. Your instincts are 100% correct. I start breaking it down. Again, I've been in the game for so long, you start to see certain things that other people don't see. So I sent this to my VA, and this was one of the things I said. Your breakdown. And we went over it. Sent it to my VA because so the thing is about people that's not in real estate or don't have the actual experience that you have. They are impatient. They want things to happen immediately. But one of the things I had told her is each VA has to play in their roles. The same way you didn't know that this was a subject to or even a good deal based off of the ARV and how long it's been sitting on the market, that's one of the reasons why you ain't gonna get a deal that quick, because there's a teaching moment there. You have to learn what to look for. That's what this is based off of. Like I told my VA, this is actually a good deal. This is actually one of the best deals that she sent me. And as you can see, looking at her inventory, she sent me a lot. But the reason why I said it's a good deal, because there's a lot of hurt right here. From the homeowner to the wholesaler. There's so much hurt right here. So with this information, we can literally do 3 different things. The first one, 4 actually. The first one, we can help them go find a stupid buyer that's willing to pay this $300K, maybe pay a little bit more, even though we know, hey, the ARV is worth $450. Well, we can definitely go do that. But again, it's been sitting on the market for a long time. That's going to be like looking in a needle for a haystack. You have to do a lot of marketing. And if you're spending marketing dollars or doing marketing energy, you need to get paid a large portion. So that's one way. The other way is we can get them to go down. Get them to come down to this price right here, $225 to $240. Get them to come down. We can get it sold instantly. That don't work. The other way, remember, getting them to go down, find an exit price. The other way, have them switch over to subject to. Now we bring a buyer in that just want to do subject to. That's 3. 4, remember, it's 4 ways. The other way is when, to me, this one, it seemed kind of snaky, but it's the truth. You can wait till their contract expires if they don't get it sold, and literally go get it under contract with the buyer and tell the buyer, hey, you tried to give this option to them and you actually explained it to the homeowner correctly and explained it in a way that that they trust you. Why does that work? I've seen closers do that, and it works every time, especially when it comes to agents. Hey, I brought this up to your agent and your agent turned it down. What? I never got that. I never got that offer. Again, I said this in the beginning of the video. People say no to things that they either don't know of or they feel uncomfortable doing. But this is how you solve this problem. This is not a wholesale property. This, I mean, you can wholesale the actual contract, but what I'm saying is this is a subject to property. This is being, the strategy is being used wrong. They're using the wrong strategy for this property, and that's why it's sitting. There's a lot of people that are force a property to be wholesale, and technically any property can be wholesale for the right price, even for a high price, if it's worth that amount. If it's worth that amount. One of my favorite rappers, Rick Ross, he purchased this house for $5. The original ARV on the house, they said it was like 220 M's, 220 million. He purchased it from an auction for 5 M's. I say that to say this. Just because the ARV is this, sometimes you ain't gonna get it for that. You gotta, people want discounts. It's a reason why the clearance exists. When you go to a store and there's clearance, it's a reason why. It's a reason why items at the store get discounted if they're damaged. And it's a reason why they sell. The point is, guys, start chasing properties that have problems. Like I told my VAs, and y'all could take this and run with it. Man, go after the properties that's been sitting on the MLS for a long time. Go after the ones that need our assistance. And go after the ones that actually we can get sold immediately. And this is one of those ones where you found a good property. You found a problem property. So now what you need to do going forward is follow up. Follow up. The reason why I follow up, that conversation is important. It's going to tell you everything. It's going to tell you what you need to know. It's going to tell you what you didn't need to know. And it's going to tell you the condition of the actual situation. That conversation is important. I hate doing the conversation because you kind of gotta fake it a little bit. I can't fake it. I'm who I am. I can't do that. But guys, this is how you beat it. Like I told my VA, hey, follow up. I got another video. I got another VA here, connector. He a dog, man. He a dog. He a dog. We got to work on him a little bit, but it's all good. It's all good. He got them instincts.